Oh, Modern Warfare. I didn't have very high hopes for you. I wasn't really too big of a fan of the franchise, but today you impressed me. Modern Warfare 2 is a genuine good time, and we're going to go over all the good things and some of the bad that I experienced today on the first day of the beta. If you've watched me at all in the past, you'll know I like focusing on the positives, and that's the case here. Even though I might not be the best at it, the game still has a lot to offer to a player like me. So let's get into the first thing that really stood out to me, which is the sound design. I'm used to playing Battlefield, which has incredible sound design, and I was really surprised with how well it's implemented in Call of Duty here. Gunshots are impactful, footsteps are easy to hear, the changing of mags and racking of slides is really outstanding. It makes you feel like you're really holding a gun in your hands, and you can feel every single movement of your player model. I was laughing in the showcase when they mentioned the systems they had put in place to simulate the weight and feel of the guns, but it really does show here, and I've been shown up with my actions previously. Speaking of guns, the gunplay itself is really smooth. I found myself being able to jump in and out of gunfights and deliver firepower in a way that felt natural. Sensitivity feels right in the settings that I have, and the game feels responsive. I've had absolutely no issues with hit registration so far. Fingers crossed, there's still a lot of the beta to go and next weekend too, but so far I've had no issues at all with it. Another area that this game nails is animations. Not just the weapon animations that we've all come to love from Modern Warfare, because it's without saying they're stellar, but the animations for starting a match and infiltrating the area are just amazing. And the little details such as the fire selection is also there, and that's a really nice attention to detail that you can see your character actually flip that fire selector switch. It's stuff like this that really adds the grounded, immersive feel to the game, and I'm really appreciative that it's there. Sliding down a rope out of a helicopter to get into the battle is such a cool way of doing so, and the animations feel fluid and smooth, and there's no jank to them. Once you're into the maps, they feel vibrant, the art direction is great, the graphics are incredible, and the map flow is pretty damn good. Now, I'm no expert with how COD maps used to be and how they are now, but I was pretty happy with the time between engagements, the amount of cover to get to, and how the map flows. This open beta offers a few modes, my favourite being the hostage situation mode. There's 2 hostages to get, you have to get them to the extraction or wipe out the enemy team, vice versa if you're defending, and it works really well. I felt myself trying to preserve my life and actually take corners tactically and clear rooms and not just run and gun. I'm not too big of a fan of team deathmatch because it doesn't reward the player for really checking those corners. Sure, it makes your enemy come closer to victory, but throwing yourself at them doesn't really have too much consequence. I don't feel like the life that you have is really valued that much, and when you die, it's like, okay, I can just spawn in again. But in these one-life situations, it really works. Now, what did disappoint me was the lack of ground war in this beta. Now, the menus are slightly difficult to navigate, so maybe I'm just missing something, but I have tried everything, and I just don't think ground war is here. Maybe it's in the open beta next weekend, and if it is, I'll be trying that out because it's my highly anticipated mode for this game, but I've also just been really enjoying the 6v6 modes that this game has to offer right now. There are a lot of little things that I've heard about Call of Duty in the past and even experienced myself that aren't present here, and there are things that I'm really happy about not being present here. For example, you can't reload while you're sprinting. I'm not sure if that's consistent with all the titles, but I like that. You can't switch your weapon to cancel a reload. If you take your mag out, switch your pistol and go back, that mag will still be out, it won't put it back into however many rounds you've had. You've got to switch your secondary. There's no slide cancelling either, that's great. Sure, people are kind of bunny hopping around corners, but that's a lot easier to take down than somebody slide cancelling round, jumping up and being able to shoot you straight away. It's not even been half a day since I recorded that audio, and somebody has found out how to slide cancel and get around the ways that they've put in to prevent it, so yay, wonderful. Whatever, it is what it is. It'll be patched. It'll be patched. Luckily, I've only run into one bug in my 4 to 5 hours of playtime, and that is a bug that used to plague Battlefield 2042 in its previous months before Season 2. Now, this is enemy bodies staying upright as mannequins after being killed. You can see me coming across a few, and they do actually react to being shot and hit, as you can see. They're not like the Battlefield ones where they're just static and frozen, but this is really weird. I'm not sure what the cause of this is, and I'd like to see it fixed, but this is the only bug I've run into, and it hasn't really got me killed, but I could see how it could if you run into one, give yourself away by shooting it, and it's not a real person. Now, I do recognise there are decoys in the game that act like real people, and you shoot them and they explode because they're like a balloon, and they reveal your position because you shoot at them, but this isn't that. This is actually a player model just getting stuck after death or maybe after disconnecting, and it is a bug that I hope to see fixed. I'm just jumping in poster again, just to say I did encounter some pop-in issues with these assets here. It's nothing huge, but it's something to be aware of. And also the spectator cam, although I love the helmet cam they've implemented, does take a little long to switch between players. If it's possible to speed up the timing between those, I would love it, but yeah, it does take a little long. But that's just 2 minor nitpicks. Overall, this game is a very new experience to me as a Battlefield player, but I'm enjoying it. I'm going to play it for the rest of the weekend, along with 2042 and some other games, and I'm going to see how I like it. My initial impressions, though, are very positive. Gunplay feels smooth and tight, animations are amazing, maps seem really vibrant, the art direction is great, the sound design is amazing, everything seems to mesh pretty damn well. But I'm not an expert on this series, and I recognise that some of you probably are, so if you have any opinions on this beta, if you've played it, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to see what you think and hear from you, because I just don't have the history with the series that some other players do. I've seen some uproar online about some decisions this game has made. Personally, they don't affect me too much, but I can see how if it deviated from the previous titles too much, or changed some things that didn't need changing, perhaps it can be frustrating. But for me, this beta has really cemented the fact that I might consider buying this game at launch. Anyway, thank you for listening to me rambling on for about 7 minutes on a game that I feel has a lot of potential in it, and if the content's there at launch, which it seemingly is, it's going to be a good one, and I hope to see you out there. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.